It's the it's the it's the uh, it's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. You're ready to do this thing. You know you're ready to go. Oh, all right, let's get it popping, y'all. Compromise. We talk about today. And it's going down now. Everything is going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Do your thing, and everything is going to be all right, and everything is going to be all right. Take the rest. Word. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about the true meaning of compromising, which y'all know. We talk about compromising all the time, but today we're going to really talk about it because we may have thought we were doing it in the past, but a lot of times our motivation might come into the conversation. Our motivation might come into question when we start talking about compromising it. Have you ever compromised with somebody who really doesn't want to compromise? They really just want to find the fastest and easiest way to get what they want? Well, in a compromise, everybody is supposed to get what they want. And a compromise, if there are two parties, then both parties have given up something and they have received something. So the idea behind it is supposed to be that they're both satisfied, which you know. Well, we're going to get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve. It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We got to make it happen. And you know, what? So, what is the true meaning of compromising? You know, is it like have you ever compromised with somebody and really felt like it was more of a sacrifice? Like you gave up something that you didn't want to give up, but you had to do that because you weighed it on a scale on which you would get something greater back. So it was like, I really don't want to lose what I have going on right here, but I want to receive that thing over there, and I gotta give up a little something that I wanted to keep. And so I creep, yeah, because he doesn't know what I know. Okay. The bottom line is, in a true compromise, well, let me start off by saying this. Compromising is something that we have to do in our lives, probably on some type of regular basis. People who refuse to compromise are normally associated with a few names. Selfish, sometimes just set in their ways, narcissistic. Narcissism, one of those words that is very overused on the internet right now. I would say that right now, narcissism and toxic are probably the most overused words that are going on the internet. But we gotta make it. Hey, it is what it is. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. So today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we're talking about the true meaning of compromising. The true meaning of compromising. Have you ever been accused of not wanting to compromise? Have you ever been accused of not wanting to compromise? I know I have. Maybe some of you have. Maybe some of you haven't. Maybe some of us have accused other people of not wanting to compromise. A compromise. What are some of the reasons that a compromise needs to take place in the first place? More than likely, you have to compromise because the two people involved are not on the same page. They're not seeing eye to eye. At a time where there used to be a harmonious relationship going on and everybody was down with each other and they was feeling each other and everything that they did was good for each other, and I'm feeling you and you feeling me, but now the cards are getting shuffled and I'm going to deal, see, and I got a lot of cards in my hand and I don't like the way I gotta play them, but and you got a better deal and I ain't liking it. That's the way I feel. So I need you to give me some cards and stop making the game of life and love hard. In 775, I do the damn thing. And we survive. So, yeah. Accusing somebody or indicting somebody or saying to somebody that, listen, you don't want to compromise. I have something that you want. You have something that I want. All we have to do is meet in the middle and we can be okay. Of course, there are reasons that a person might not want to compromise. Of course, there are reasons that somebody else may want to compromise. You know, when you think about the motivation of the person that doesn't want to compromise versus the person that wants to compromise, sometimes it could be said that the person who wants to compromise really doesn't have as much to give. They are going to receive something that they know that the person who doesn't want to compromise doesn't want to give up. You know what I mean? Compromise. Couples have to compromise all the time. Parents have to compromise all the time. Friends have to compromise all the time. Let's start off on the friendship tip, because that could be innocent. You know, that might be something that we don't have to get our heart into all crazy. You know, as soon as we start talking about relationships, you know what I mean, certain people start getting mad because they start remember how they ex didn't never want to give up nothing. That selfish mother, that selfish little, 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 that selfish little. They don't care about nobody but themselves. So we ain't got to step right into the relationship realm yet. We can start talking about friendships. We choose our friends based on how safe, comfortable, and fun our friends make our lives. But starting off a friendship and keeping a friendship going, can be two totally separate things. Well, they are two totally separate things. Not can be, they are. In order to start a friendship, they can be just like you know what? Many friendships have started just on physical appearance. You look like somebody I would want to be friends with. You're good looking. You have a nice body. You're doing something in life that I can see that I want to be a part of. I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. You know, right there, there's a motivation involved. From there, we're not even thinking about whether somebody is cool, whether somebody is nice, whether somebody is giving, whether somebody is kind, whether they are a free spirit, or whether they're stubborn. We're not taking the whole of a situation into consideration. And you know, the way that society is set up nowadays, especially with social media and the expectations that things are going to happen fast, many of us place unrealistic expectations on people that we want to be our friends. You know, think about how many times you hear people talk about a person as if they really know them, and then you may ask the question like, "How long have you known such and such?" And they'd be like, "Yo, I mean, we've been cool for a good while." And you're like, "Well, how long is a good while?" Like, I mean, about 6 or 8 months. And you're like, "Oh." Well, there might be a big difference in opinion about how long a good while is. Personally, I would never say that I know a person if I haven't known them for a year at least a year. You know, but some people feel like they can get a better feel for a person in a short amount of time. You know, they consider themselves to be good judges of character. Okay, well, however or whatever the method is that you choose to get to know a person or befriend a person, there are going to be times when you and a person are not on the same page about certain things. Let's say if you and I are just friends, but perhaps we have some things in common as far as the things that we like to do, and maybe sometimes we don't have the same interests, hobbies, and activities in common. Like maybe when we first met each other, one of the things that we had in common was that we both like hip hop music. We both like to go out party. You know, maybe we both maybe we were both dancers. We go to the party and we know all the new steps and all of that. We doing with the real hip hop dancers. We jumping and flipping and you know what I'm saying, whatever. But maybe one of us has interest in other music genres. Like, okay, I mean, I love hip hop music. I love what it does and all that. But every now and then, I like to go to a rave. I like to listen to a little techno. I like to go hang out with the weirdos and dope addicts. Pop some pills. Drop a mescaline. Put the acid on the tongue. Zone out to a little wet. Angel dust. Chew some shrooms. Well, that could be something that the two of you do separately. Like, well, when it's time for me to go to my rave, I got my rave friends and I got my hip hop friends. Well, what happens when you're getting close or you are close to one of your hip hop friends to the point where you want to introduce them to your rave friends, your techno buddies? Like, yo, won't you come to this rave with me? Rave? Yeah, man, it's crazy, it's wild. There's gonna be a lot of different kinds of people there, but I'm telling you, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole vibe. All right. So maybe if your friend is open to doing new things, so they go to the rave with you. Y'all check out this rave. Maybe when your friend gets to the rave, they're like, yo, these are a bunch of weirdos. First of all, I'm not into drugs. And everybody here keeps offering me drugs, like real drugs. Where I come from, the strongest drugs we use might be a little, somebody might sniff some coke, but we ain't living like that. These cats sniffing coke, they popping all kinds of pills, they running around here null and void, and still dancing wild. This music is crazy. When it comes on, everybody is they really into it, and you're like, this shit sucks though. And how come these songs are so long? So if one person doesn't enjoy the rave, but the other person wants to keep taking them to the rave, like, all right, that rave we went to, that wasn't a good example of how raves are. I want you to come to this other rave. And the other one is like, the other friend who came to the rave before, they be like, no, I'm not going to no more raves. That's not my vibe. I'm telling you, that rave was different. Like this rave, they don't be getting high like that. And the music is better. Like the DJ that they had, or the DJs that they had at that rave aren't as good as this one. It's like, nah, I'm good. First of all, I don't like techno. Well, techno ain't nothing but like rap beats that's a little bit faster. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I would never rap over a techno beat. The only person that would rap over a techno beat would be a backpack rapper. They rhymes suck. So anyway, will there be a compromise there? All right, I'll go to all your hip hop, all your hip hop parties and things like that. If you'll come to like maybe one rave per I don't know, per month, every other month, whatever, I like hanging out with you, man. I mean, you my kind of people, whatever. But I like to do this thing over here, and I want you to enjoy it with me. Is there a compromise there? Is there a compromise? Because one person knows that this other person clearly does not appreciate what they want them to do. They don't like it. They tried it. They not digging it. They don't want to be a part of it no more. So is that really a compromise if the person that doesn't enjoy the rave music, the techno or whatever, if they don't If they say, all right, every other month I'll go to a rave with you, but rave after rave after rave, they hate it. Like, no, none of these raves are growing on me. They fucking suck. Have they compromised or have they sacrificed? Think about it. Have they compromised in that situation or have they sacrificed? Because a compromise would be that they're getting something that they want. They already were both down with the hip hop parties. So it wasn't like one had to convince the other to keep going to the hip hop parties. They was already doing that. But one person had to agree to go to the raves. So they didn't gain anything, but the one who likes to go to the raves did gain something. They gained a person that they could go to the raves with and use drugs and dance to funny sounding music while on drugs. They always popping and smoking drugs and shit. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to a rave, but I had the opportunity to, when I was working at the convention center, I went to a rave before. It was a big rave. What was it called? They have it once a year. It's called something with an H. Hijinks. Hijinks. They Hijinks. They do this tour all around the country. It's a big rave. It's crazy, man. I mean, anything and everything goes in these things. You know, you see people on, having on drugs, taking drugs. You see people having sex. There are a lot of unwritten activities, unapproved activities going on, but the lights are low, and so they just kind of everybody does their own thing. No snitching. So everybody can't get into that. Not everybody can get into something like that. But when we're talking about compromise, I'm using that example, but that example may be similar or familiar to you when you've done something in the form of a compromise or in the name of a compromise that you really didn't want to do, and made you it may have left you feeling like, well, I gave up something, but I didn't receive anything. What did I get? What did I get? You know what I'm saying? So when a compromise is coming off like a sacrifice, it can make you be very resentful. It might have you feeling some kind of way, like, nah, you keep telling me or keep saying that we're going to make a compromise, but I'm not getting anything. So what's the true meaning of compromising? What does it mean to compromise? What's going on, Stacey White? Thanks for coming on through. It's always good to see me, some you, and Robbie Robin, make my big sis doing the thing. She something like a queen for a king, this little thing. And also T Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my people going directly into your site. And ID Shakay, thanks for coming through today. I'm glad you came here. We hope you stay. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill, sit back, relax, do the thing. Max, chill. What's going on, y'all? This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and we're talking about the true meaning of compromising. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. The true meaning of compromising. I'm thinking that the true meaning of compromising is when the person who wants to compromise or who has decided to compromise is sensitive to what the other person wants or does not want. Now, true indeed that nothing in life may be equal. So even in a compromise, both sides may get some things that they want, but I'm sure that one side is probably going to feel like, I didn't get everything I wanted. I didn't get everything. I didn't get all of that. But that's how compromise go. Of course, you're not going to get everything. That's why it was a compromise. If you got everything that you wanted and gave up nothing, that's not a compromise. That's a win. That's a domination. Perhaps I've run out of synonyms, but I don't think that that's a compromise. Sometimes we may sacrifice ourselves in the name of compromise just to keep the peace. Well, I know such and such is a crybaby, so I'm just go ahead and give them what they want. I know that such and such you get violent when they don't get their way, so I'm going to give them their way today. I know such and such is doing that vengeful, little selfish, little bitch shit, so this ain't it. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna keep them calm, and I don't have to really go through this thing, and no harm that will come to me if I don't do this thing. But I want to make sure we keep it in the ring. Speaking of ring. You won't marry me unless I do some things that you like. You said, I gotta promise you a house and a car and that you won't have to work no more. And tomorrow it will be better than the day before and better than today. Hey, well, if I really want to bet you down, more to bet you down, I want to hold you down, I better do all the stuff that you require, or the offer will expire. The true meaning of compromise. The true meaning of compromise. What do y'all know? What y'all know? By the way, if you'd like to call into the show, I invite you to call in. The number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak, and then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on it, do the damn, do the damn thing. So yeah, urban therapy was the true meaning of compromise. When was the last time you were in a situation where you had to compromise? Hold on, let me see what y'all saying. Let's see if y'all say anything about this. Stacey White says, my values. You've had to compromise your values. You also use the word sell out when it's like sacrificing, it's like selling out. Okay. My brother from another mother, Numbers Hill, says, if we can't come to a compromise, then yes, it's all about me. Okay. Stacey White says, compromising is not easy. You know, it should be. It should be easy, but I agree, it's not always easy. And I think that the reason why it's hard sometimes is because some people will ask for a compromise, but what they really want is dominance. What they really want is to just get everything that they want. So have you ever been in a situation where somebody tried to offer you as little as possible while you gave up a lot? And they tried to say that was a compromise. Okay, we're going to compromise. I got 100 marbles for you. Premium marbles. And all I want from you is 5 bowling balls. $100 marbles to 5 bowling balls? Do you know how much a good bowling ball costs? Well, you know what? We're going to see. How much does a good bowling ball cost? I'm going to go on Amazon.com where they have everything and see how much a bowling ball costs. Yo, bowling balls cost a good. They cost a nice little piece of change. Now, I see bowling balls here for $105. 92, 149.95, 54.95, $58. Let's see the cheap 109, 169, 144, 114. A bowling ball. 149, 154, 113, 65, 61, 89, 126, 50, 95, 89, 95, 209, 99. So 100 premium marbles, whatever premium marble is, versus 5 bowling balls. Bowling balls. Exactly what is a bowling ball made of? Anybody know? What do they make a bowling ball? You know, normally one would have to go to a bowling alley to meet a woman of your stature. One would have to go to a bowling alley. 214, 68, 109, 99. 189.99, 174.95. Yeah, man. 188.62, 160.94. Bowling balls ain't cheap like that. 199.95. So yeah, in a situation where somebody wants to trade you 100 premium marbles that can fit inside of a purple Crown Royal sack. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That purple crown, the purple and gold Crown Royal sack. I got 100 marbles in there for you. It's a good weight for 5 bowling balls. 5 bowling balls. I don't know if that's a real compromise, but I guess if you really, really want those marbles, then maybe it will be seen as a compromise. Like, man, listen, I got 5 bowling balls. I have 10. I've been meaning to liquidate my inventory anyway. So yeah, I'll trade you the 5 bowling balls for those 100 premium marbles. Always wanted all the marbles. And well, if it works for you, it works for me. It works for us. It works for we. But in a situation where that's not the case, it could be a problem. It can be a big problem, y'all. What y'all know about it? What y'all know about it? Compromise. Men and women compromising. Child support. It's time to go for it. Child support. It's a major piece of compromise. Could have started off with marriage. But let's go straight to it. And the reason I'm going to go straight to parenting of a child with child support is because when we start talking about a mama and a daddy who are not together, who are raising one child or more, they're going to have to compromise in order to get on the same page, in order to keep a good working relationship, in order to be cordial with each other. They're going to have to compromise because a whole lot of things happen with co-parents and in a co-parenting situation that neither side really appreciate. Things like, make sure you don't have no other man around my kids. Well, make sure that you don't have none of them bitches around my kids, and make sure that none of the bitches you mess around with do my baby's hair. I don't want their hands in her hair. I've heard it said. So, what can be done in order to make sure that you're raising your child effectively and making sure that they're well adjusted and provided for, while also making sure that they don't receive a bunch of negative images and ideas and ways of life that they will have a hard time processing. So in a co-parenting situation, when we start talking about child support, there should be a lot of compromise. Even if you're just talking about the terms of their breakup. Well, listen, I won't. Being as though I'm not serious about anybody right now, I won't have them around my child. Whether you're here or whether you're not, I'll keep that part of my life separate until I'm serious with somebody and I feel like they're going to be a part of my life. So the part of my life, which is my child or my children, I'll add them in at that time. Compromise. The money situation. Can we agree on a monthly amount that will provide for my child and my children? Outside of the courts, can we agree on how much money should be coming through your hands? So, in that child support situation, there needs to be conversations. There aren't always conversations, but there should be. I'll let the child, or I'll send the child to you 2 weekends out of the month. So you'll have the child for half a month, and I'll have the child for half a month, weekend wise. This child will still live with me or live with you. But at least for 2 weekends out of the month, you will have your personal time with the child. What y'all think? It's a compromise. It could be labeled as a true compromise because it could have gone a whole different way. Whether or not to have a child. Abortion, since abortion is such a hot topic right now. A woman is pregnant. Y'all have different ideas on how this pregnancy should turn out. Maybe one party wants to have the baby. The other one is on the fence. Like, well, no, I don't want to have no baby right now. I want you to terminate the pregnancy. Okay, so what's going to be the compromise? Because the baby either has to come into this world or he doesn't. He or she, whatever. What's it going to be? What's that compromise about? What's the true meaning of that compromise? Well, I don't want no baby right now, but I'm pregnant, or I'm pregnant with a baby that I don't want. The father's like, no, where I come from and the way that I live, we don't kill babies. There's no abortion. It's not an option. If you conceive the child is coming into this world. We should have just been more careful. Now we got to deal with the responsibilities that come with having unprotected sex. Unprotected sex. Raw dog. That takes a lot of compromise, though, because either one person is going to have to agree to abort the child, or another person or one of the people is going to have to agree that, okay, we'll go ahead and have the baby. We'll have the baby. That compromise will be over after an abortion. After you actually have the child, there's going to be a whole different set of compromises after that. Who spends the most time with the child? Who in a situation where somebody didn't want the child, that's going to be a little harder to deal with, because you can be very resentful. Men are very resentful when they have to father children that they don't want. I get it. I'm not saying that is right, but I get it. I do. I get it. But there's going to be there's definitely going to be compromising among consenting adults. We going to have this baby, or my baby mom wouldn't sacrifice or wouldn't compromise on whether we should have a child or not. That's why we have children right now. You're going to have to compromise on other things: visitation, money, time spent. I would like to give a shout out to the men out there who did take on the responsibility of raising a child that they may not have necessarily wanted. So they did it out of their sense of duty and responsibility. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Doesn't even have to be your biological child. Shout out to the men out there. Shout out to the men out there who was dealing with a woman and understood and knew that they was going to have to deal with everything that was associated with the woman, which is their kids, their babies. Their babies. Like, if you want to be with me, you got to be with my KIDs. I mean, it makes sense. Shout out to my late great stepdad. He definitely was willing to take care or help raise children that were not biologically his. Shout out to my dad. May he rest in peace. He was definitely about that life. Definitely about that life. So shout out to any and all the real men out there. Well, no, I ain't gonna say real. They all real in their own way. All of the good men out there. Who understood that in order to give something, in order to get something, you gotta give something. Yeah, a lot of good men out there who understand that they have to give something in order to get something. And no, the scales are not always balanced. No, they are not. Stacey White says, what if a man wants to have a child and then the woman don't want to have a child right now? What if a man wants to have a child and the woman he's with don't want to have a child? Well, that happens a lot. Well, if a man wants to have a child with a woman who doesn't want to have a child right now, he just got to make sure that he don't pull out. Okay. Well, that's actually a good question, Stacey, because that there is going to have to be some compromise up front about that. I think that requires a conversation before any pregnancy comes along about what the two of you mean to each other, how far you want to go with this relationship, what your expectations are, and what your future goals might be, your future relationship goals. I mean, so it could be like, all right, well, if you don't want children right now, when do you think would be a good time for us to start thinking about creating a family? Because she could have a child or two and be thinking like, listen, I'm trying to let it breathe a little bit before I have another child. I don't want to dive back in. Okay. I understand you don't want children immediately. When do you think we could have children? Because maybe me and you been together for a year or two or whatever, and maybe I don't have any children, or even if I do, I want a child with you because I love you that much. I like you that much. I'm feeling you that much. I dig you that much. I want to be with you that much. So what is the compromise going to be? When can you let me know that you'll be ready to have children? A year, 2 years, 3 years? How far apart in age do you want your children to be? It's something that you have to take into consideration in your younger years, because in your older years, that generation gap is going to be serious. Very, very serious. So what to go on? What to go on? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do in the way of compromise? This is one of those areas where compromising can get very sticky, especially when one person says or thinks that they're compromising, but they're really being passive aggressive. They're really being selfish and sneaky. They're really trying to keep all of their marbles. While getting a whole new set. I got a funny little compromise for y'all. How many times, or have you ever witnessed somebody who orders some food from a fast food place, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, KFC, whatever, and maybe they went to the drive-thru, maybe they didn't. The bottom line is they didn't get their order right. They ordered one thing and they were served another thing. You know that there's some people who want to keep the order, the original order that the fast food workers got wrong. They want to still keep that food. Like, yo, I asked for a Big Mac, y'all gave me a quarter pounder. I asked for a supersized fry, y'all gave me a medium. Oh, let me see what's in the bag. Okay. You try to show them, like, look. Okay, well, we'll get your order right here. Give me that bag. You like, nah. I don't want to give this one back. Like, sir, but in order for us to redo your order, we have to receive the old order back. Why? What are y'all gonna do with it? Well, honestly, we have to throw it away. Okay, well, I don't want. This is good food. It's just the wrong foods, but I don't want to give it back. So let me keep it, and y'all give me the new order, the right order. Simple exercise in compromising. Like, yo, you, in order to get some more, or to get the correct item, you have to turn in the wrong item. Show proof. Like, nah, bitch. I said nah. I'm not giving back the old order, but y'all gotta get the order right. Now, some fast food places might say, you know what, go ahead and keep that. And we are going to make your order right. Some places will do it. But the fact that you would demand to be able to keep what you say was wrong and incorrect and probably not even that good, but you like, there's an opportunity right here, so I'm going to take the opportunity to still get more than what I would pay for. So, what we going to do about that compromise, baby? Do y'all think it's fair? Maybe y'all think it's fair in some way. Dang, Norris. I was just about to read your comment, and it went bye-bye. You too, Stacy. Okay, but nonetheless, yeah, it might be a small level of what compromise might be, but it is what it is. Still a compromise, and it's a compromise that has to be dealt with. So, are you really willing to compromise, or is that just something that you would say? Compromise. Growing up with your parents, when y'all were younger, did your parents compromise with you? Did they make deals with you? Mine kind of did. Mine kind of did. If I wanted some new type of video game system or whatever I wanted, my dad would be like, all you got to do is get those grades up. You get the grades up, and I'll go ahead and give you what you want. He was definitely on that side of things. Always telling us, well, you do this first, and then I'll do the rest. He did that when it came to when I was young, I wanted to learn how to do karate. So I told my dad, listen, I want to learn how to do karate, kung fu, whatever. And my dad said, all right, if you save up enough money for the first lesson, I'll pay for the rest of the lessons. I know it took me a while to save up the money to pay for the first lesson because I didn't have a job. So the money that I was going to save was my allowance. And my allowance was based on how and what grade I was in. So when I was in the second grade, I got $2 allowance. Third grade, $3. Fourth grade, $4. So what had happened was I was like, I'm gonna take these karate classes. So I saved up about $23. You can imagine at $3, I was in the third grade, I believe, might have been in the fourth. I saved up my money to about 21, 20, somewhere between $20 and $25. And I looked all in the yellow pages. Karate. I'm looking for the karate schools that will fit my budget for that first lesson. And I remember I found this studio down on Arch Street. I think it was around 10th or 11th and Arch Street. And the form of martial arts was called Aikido. Aikido. I saved up the money. I said, Dad, I'm ready to go. I saved up my money. He was like, let me see the money. I let him see the money, but I didn't let him control the money. I showed him the money. I got the money, Dad. I saved up real bad. And I'm ready to go. Start learning how to kick and throw a few punches and chop it up. And I'm never going to stop. Yup. Yeah, it's going down. Got my thing. I'm ready to be a Kung Fu king. Kung Fu fighting. Kung Fu fighting. There's more to the story. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this story before. Bottom line is that was a compromise. He didn't have to do that. His answer could have been yes or no. Yes, I'll sign you up for karate classes. But the compromise that he suggested was you do something first. If you're serious, you go ahead and you save up for the first lesson, and I'll pay for all the other lessons afterwards. Well, I'd be lying if I said that when he presented me with that scenario, I thought it was corny. Like, yo, why can't you just, send me to karate school? Of course, I understand why now. That built a lot of character. And it showed me how to be patient, how to save, how to not to dip into the money that you already have because then your goals will start to get farther and farther away from you. But I did save up the money, and he was going to honor the agreement. We went to that Aikido studio, and I didn't like the form. I didn't like the form of martial arts. I'm watching Five Deadly Venoms, the man with the golden arm, the long arm boxer. I'm watching all these karate flicks. I want to learn how to walk on walls. I want to learn how to chop things. I want to learn how to fight. But here I was, embroiled in this compromising situation where I had to save up that money. My dad did that when it came to karate. My dad did that when it came to an Atari 400 that I wanted. My dad did that when it came to a ColecoVision. Interestingly enough, when I became a teenager, he didn't make me he didn't make me save up for nothing. I don't think I asked him for much, but whatever I asked him for, I got. So, what about you? Compromise. Oh no, I said, oops. Had I pulled out, I wouldn't have a son and grandson. I wish I could say no regrets though. You wish you could say that, huh? Regardless of how you look at it, that sounds like a compromise to me, Nars. And I'm going to tell you why, Nars. The reason why it sounds like a compromise to me is because although that may not have been a situation that you embraced all the way, you still compromised in having your child, agreeing to have the child, raise the child, and everything that comes along with the raising part. The joy, the pain, the anguish, the frustration, the anger, everything that comes with it. If somebody promised you that you wouldn't have to do anything, contribute anything, would you ever feel confident in that? I don't know about y'all, but it's hard for me to feel confident in a situation where I have no contribution. How can I be confident in a situation where I made no contribution? Because I know that sooner or later the question is going to be asked. Well, how much did Omar put in? And he put in nothing. All right, so basically he's an employee then. If he didn't put anything in, he's definitely not eligible for ownership, capabilities, or status. Yeah. And that's whether that's said openly or not. You don't own no stake here. You put nothing in, brought nothing to the table, so to speak, and we supposed to make you give you king status? No. Let me ask y'all this, and this is off the cuff. Do you get a suntan that's darker when it's warm outside, or can you get a suntan as long as the sun is out, regardless of what the temperature is? What do y'all think? Subliminally, I think that many of us feel like if it's hot outside, then we stand a better chance on getting a tan, even if the sun ain't even shining like that. Yeah, but it was hot and muggy today, man. The sun, behind the sky, but I was still getting black out there. What do y'all think? Well, what do y'all know? We think some things, we know some other things. I know that was random, but I'm interested in knowing. No, it says going against better judgment is getting some ass was the compromise. Wow. I don't want, at the expense of getting too personal. Was she the one who suggested that you don't use protection? Because I'm wondering what she got out of the deal. Did she just want your baby? Like, what was in it for her? If this was a compromise, like, what did she receive for her side? Hey, kitty. Howdy. How's it going there? Meow. Reach. Look at that little hand. Give me 5 on the cat hand side. It's the great Crystal. Good kitty, nice kitty, fun kitty. 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 Good, nice, fun. 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 Okay. Sit. lay. But yeah. Emily Dunlap in the house said it. Emily, good to see you. Thanks for the birthday shout too. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What you want? Like, you know what I want, man. More pets. Okay. Good kitty, nice kitty, fun kitty. 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 Good, nice, fun. You stop moving around, you'll get what you want. You're looking for something to scratch, touch. Reach out and touch some kitty's hand. Make this a better place if you can. Yeah, a compromise is supposed to be when both parties are satisfied in some way. So it stands to reason that both parties or one party could ask, well, what's in it for me? I'm giving up all of this. And you ain't giving up nothing, son. What you doing? What you doing? Yeah. But I feel you, Nars. I do. Going against my better judgment, getting some ass. Yeah. In bed with a snake. Man, it happens, my brother. It definitely happens. But it's gonna be all right. We're gonna still live. The true meaning of compromise. When sacrifice is masked as compromise, or when selfishness or greed. Yeah, I guess we gotta have at least a small conversation about greed when it comes to the compromise, because a lot of people really are trying to get more than they give, or get everything and give up nothing. Like my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Women who require you to pay for everything dealing with them. House, car, rent, credit cards, whatever. But they don't want to. But your only compensation is some ass. Like basically, you paying all of this money for some ass. She don't cook, she don't clean, she don't wash, she don't help, she don't assist, she don't show love, she don't do nothing, and she feel like she don't have to. You keep paying, she'll keep laying. You keep paying, and she'll keep laying. I think we all know a situation like that with a person or two, a couple or two. And it's all good when both parties involved are on the same page about that. But even the simpiest of simps will come to their senses at some point. For example, when some women don't want to keep up the end of the bargain. This man is supposed to be getting everything. No, I'm sorry. This man is paying for everything, and this woman is receiving everything because He wants some ass, but then she gets stingy with the ass too. Just because you pay for everything don't mean that I gotta do it to you every time you want to. But that was sort of the agreement. All right, well. No, it says I didn't really ask what her angle was. I didn't exactly protest the pregnancy either. Good looking out on the birthday shout out. Yeah. Greed being masked as compromise. Give me everything. I'm going to give you back nothing. I want to leave with everything, a little something. Give me everything. I'm giving up nothing. I want to receive everything. I ain't bluffing. I'm stuffing my pockets and my bank accounts, and I'm making sure that the bills are large amounts, and I never want to run out of security. I got to do my thing, and I'm sure to be the best that you ever seen. And when I rhyme, but it's going to be another time that this ain't going to work, and it's coming through soon, and I want to do things with the sun, stars, and moon, and I think that this space age thing is not working for me no more. I ain't the king, and I should be. I'm paying all of this dough. I should be my kingdom, but I'm dealing with a hoe. Dealing with a hoe. It's going to be all right. We work it out. But you know, greedy people are always trying to make somebody think that they're getting something when they ain't getting nothing. You know it, I know it. It wouldn't be right if we come to the end of the show and we don't talk about race in some way. For example, Black people have built this country. They continue to build it. There has been no compromise from the federal government in the form of giving us the 40 acres and a mule, the reparations that we were due. There's been no compromise there. There's been no, well, all right, I know generations and generations and generations have passed that y'all didn't get what was written that we were supposed to do for y'all. But all right, we going to at least give you this. You got niggas running around here thinking that, yeah, instead of reparations, they gave us welfare. They didn't give you that. They didn't even give you that. Welfare was for white people. It was invented. It was created for struggling white people after the Depression. That's why it used to be called relief. Relief. No, it says, aside from child support, I don't recall voluntarily paying or giving cash to a chick just because. If they ask for money within the first month of meeting, I cut it off. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. And it's funny you should say that, because when chicks like that who are money hungry, they will try to identify a mark real easy in the game. Like, ain't no way this dude is so much as getting a hug if I don't get paid. He won't even get close enough to me to smell my perfume. Stacey says, I think I have a deeper understanding of compromising now. Really? Well, that sounds good. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, I mean, we may have looked at compromising as just making a deal. I'll do this if you do that. It's a compromise. No, not necessarily. How can it be a compromise when I didn't get anything that I wanted? Well, what do you mean you didn't get anything that you wanted? Like, I really didn't prosper out of this deal, and I feel like you did. Well, maybe what you really wanted me to do, maybe what you really wanted was for me to prosper, because you had a chance to put it out on the table what you really wanted, and you didn't say nothing. You didn't take advantage of it. So I mean, how is it my fault? I offered what I offered, and you took the offer. Well, yeah, I only took the offer because I just wanted to keep the peace, because I know how it is. I know how you be, or I know what's been going on in your life. I know you had a divorce. I know that you had a death in the family. I know that you have a lot going on. I know that your kids dropped out of school. They ain't not talking to you no more. It's been over a year. I know. So I was just trying to make you happy, but I'm not happy. Okay, I understand all that stuff that you're talking about with my personal business and what I didn't do and didn't have, and da. But that none of that has anything to do with the fact that you had a chance to lay it all out there about what exactly you wanted, and you didn't do that. So that's the reason why there is any compromise. One thing about compromise not happening, I'm sorry. One thing about compromise not happening versus happening is when you're conscious of what you should be compromising about, you're going to represent that in the negotiations, and you're going to be willing to walk away from the deal if you don't get what you want. Like, sort of like if you were negotiating on buying a new house. It's a big financial commitment for years and years. So a compromise is going to have to take place between you and the seller. But yeah, but we got to watch out for the greed that's in people. The greed. Because that can take away the whole notion of compromise. It's just a one-sided deal. This ain't no compromise, fool. Let's do these birthday. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on. Something strange happened yesterday, y'all. I don't know if somebody tried to hack my Facebook or do something, but they signed me out, made me change my password. Made me do it. They made me do it. So, let's see about these birthday shout outs. The birthday. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay. I think we got it. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious August 13th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Adrian McLean. Happy birthday to you, Adrian. And Gucci Peters, happy birthday to you. And Helen Acevedo, turning 28 years old today. And Carlene Davis, turning 64 years old today. And she's raising money for the fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And also Ethel Miles, turning 51 years old today. And my man George Anthony Young, affectionately known to his friends as Ant. Happy birthday to you. And also Karima Latifa Choice, turning 43 years old today. And Sharita Tripp, go get a Sharita Tripp, turning 50 years old today. And Steve Millen, turning 63 years old today. And my girl going all the way back to the 1992, Kelly Clark, turning 54 years old today. And last but not least, my man Eric Ross, going all the way back to the 1982. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday with us, glorious August 13th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. Hey, yo, check it out. Hey, yo, dig the move. Talking about compromise, baby. Have you compromised and then felt like you got compromised? Did you compromise? Did you go into compromise or agree to compromise and wind up getting compromised? Did you? Did you? Yo. Yeah. Compromises when both sides are satisfied, at least to a workable level, or a happy, satisfied to a satisfactory level. If you have sacrificed and been told that you only compromised, it's going to come out fairly soon, and you're going to feel some kind of way about it. And it's not. You're probably going to feel a little resentful about it. But don't worry, keep banging. Everything will keep hanging. You going to be okay. We do this thing. And we're going to be back tomorrow. 1 o'clock tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for all the birthday shout outs yesterday. Appreciate it. Let me see. I really should shout out the people from yesterday. Melody Bazemore, Chanel Robinson, Chinchilla Jonesia, Cynthia Peterson, Duran Casanova Mincy, Jocelyn Justice, Renee Stevens, my man Mobutu, Kareen Casavar Ross, turning 50 years old. Renee turning 41 years old. Thomas Chester, and my birthday twins, Amira Lawson and Brian Bickley. When I say twins, I mean we was all born in 1970 on August 12th. You know what I mean? Like, we are there. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. First of all, I hope that today finds y'all good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. I want to say, all y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. Compromise being masked as. Wait a minute, I already did this. All right, listen, man, we gonna get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? We will get up out of here. I didn't sleep much this morning, so I need to. I need to get it. I'm gonna get it together. Listen, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. I'll see you next time. Peace, a peace, yeah, and thank
you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. See you on the other side, my boobers. Yeah, see you on. Peace.